I'm Scott Allen Miller. This is my vlog of daily life living in León, Nicaragua. Today we're doing something a little bit different, mostly because I screwed some stuff up. Okay, so as loyal viewers of the show, which I'm sure you are, especially if you're watching this particular episode, you are aware that I accidentally posted two videos, the 19th and the 20th, the 18th and the 19th, on the same day. So I'm posting this on the time that the 19th should have gone up. So at least I posted early, not late, but you got double episodes on Saturday. And at least it was Saturday because that gave you the whole weekend to watch them. So it could have been a whole lot worse, and I did get enough episodes out, but I don't want to go without posting one. But I have to make this really quickly. I don't have any time to think about it, and we are waiting for some transfers to finish up, and we're actually heading out to do some filming at the beach. We're going out. The government has done a bunch of work through the Department of Tourism with the Malecón. That is the big circle public access area to the beach at Las Piñitas, and I have not seen it since they did this. And the kids have actually never been to the Malecón, old or new. So our plan is to take them down and do a little bit of filming. Marcella wanted to go down and do some in-tour promotion stuff for the hotel, and she said, oh, the kids will love this, it'll be a lot of fun. So we're doing that. And on this particular morning, the timing works out that Yao, our chef, came into work this morning and had been stung in the face and needed to go to the hospital. She came in and we're like, oh my gosh, you got to go to the hospital right now. Like, that's really bad. So I have not heard. I think she's fine, but she definitely needs to get some antihistamines or something. So we're going to get lunch on the beach and hopefully get some filming done out there. That should be fun. Looking forward to that. That is the plan. Okay, so that's why we're doing this special episode today. And this special episode is how can you help support the channel for everybody. Like, there's so many different ways that you can help support the channel, and a lot of people want to help support the channel, and this is an easy topic for me to do with no prep that I have to do really, really quickly, so it's perfect. And it's perfect timing, completely by coincidence, that Javier has put in this challenge I'm sure we're not going to make, but it's worth a try. Please give it the old college effort, which is if we can hit 3,000 subscribers by Monday, and we are decently close, but it's quite a bit more than we normally get, and it's very hard to just get new subscribers, right? You have to have like a process to do that. You can't just, because the people who see the video are mostly already subscribers. So getting out to new ones is mostly organic. It's hard to do a push in that particular way. But he's got a bounty. If we're able to hit 3,000 subscribers, he will buy 100 coffees for the channel, which is about $500, which is a huge amount of sponsorship to help with all the expenses. And I mention this all the time, but for those of you who don't see it always, we have a lot of expenses like cameras and computers and editing software and the special effects software that we use and tripods and all those things. They add up. None of it is tragic. And the music, of course, we pay for music subscriptions and those things. So all this stuff is paid for, and none of it is super expensive, but all together it's quite a bit, and the channel actually loses money. It does not make money. So how can you help support the channel? Well, the number one way, of course, is simply to watch lots of videos and give them likes as much as possible. The more you watch, the more you like. That actually does truly help. So you don't have to go, wow, it's windy. This whole week has been so windy, and I really apologize. It's been really hard for me to make videos because no matter what I do, as soon as I step anywhere to film, it's just tons of wind and it's so loud, and even the lavalier can't handle it. And so we're running everything through a voice processor to make it better, but even that, with the lavalier and the dead cat and the processing, it's still really bad. It's that windy all the time now. It's just that season, so it's gonna be a few weeks of this, unfortunately. Ooh, real bad right there. All right, we're trying again with the other camera because that one had more problems. I have so many glitches with the GoPros. Another reason that I need support on the channel. It takes a lot of cameras and they have a lot of problems. So it's a constant adventure in trying to find a camera that works well and switching them around and getting different looks for different situations and dealing with them with all of their battery issues and heat issues and just all kinds of things, and things wear out. So I have to buy probably on average about 2 cameras a year just to do this show. And that's real, right? Like I eat through them. So so you can help support the channel. You can help make this possible as simply as just by liking and watching videos. Every time you like, every time you watch another video, every time you leave one playing in the background, every time you, anything like that, that helps tell YouTube that this is something you enjoy, that this is something that's important to you, that you prioritize, and that other people may like too. And so when you do that, YouTube is more likely to promote it to new people. And that goes a long way, right? Because that's how we get new people, and they watch, and then that brings in new people, and it's a snowball effect. So anything you can do that lets YouTube know that you enjoy the show, that's a big deal. That helps. If you want to go another step farther, and this is very much appreciated, and still, you don't need to spend any money. This is just this tiny bit of effort. Every bit of comments, hop down in the comments, say hi, ask a question, do anything, all that interaction, that tells YouTube that this is important content that you want to interact with. And that takes it up a level within the YouTube algorithm. So that's a really simple way that if just every day go in and make those comments, get involved in any kind of conversation down there, that helps, like for real, that really does stuff, and helps make the channel more engaging as well. Then if you can share it, if you can tell people about it, like literally go on, I give these examples all the time, but these are things to think about. Reddit and LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitter, anything like that, Instagram, any place you can go and be like, here's if you're a WhatsApp person, put it in your status. I was watching this today, and people will discover the show through that. They'll get to know it. They can click on the links. They can go to it. It's a great way to get the word out. I try to post a certain number of the shows on Reddit. Sometimes I put it on my LinkedIn, but I have a very limited audience in those places. I mean, it's not bad, but you guys are, especially those of you who are on Facebook and stuff, you may be in a lot of Facebook groups, especially the like expats of Nicaragua group, or people interested in traveling, or people interested in relocating, whatever is appropriate. Those are places that you can just post them and people can just click on it. That's how we find new people. That's how we get new subscribers and grow the channel in a really concrete sense. So that stuff really does matter quite a bit. And YouTube knows that you do that. And again, it says, ooh, people care about this content enough to share it. So that promotes it again. So that keeps making it go up in their promotion as well. And of course, if you just directly tell friends about the show, you have a family member who might be interested, a friend, a coworker, whatever. And it's amazing how many people I work with are like, wait, where do you live? Oh my gosh, you have a vlog? Can I check that out? That's fantastic. That's a great way you can be like, I'm thinking about moving to Nicaragua. When someone says, why are you thinking about that? Send some links to the show. Be like, check this guy out. He talks about it. You can see it. Gives you an everyday feel. It's different than someone just, I visited Nicaragua for 6 months and here's what I saw. This is my real life in Nicaragua every day. I'm committed here. I'm not visiting. I made a commitment to this. Could I leave? Yes, anyone could leave. Even if you move here, you could leave. But I'm raising my family here. I have my dogs here. I have my business here. I have a house, multiple. I have land. I'm building. I'm everything, right? Anything you could do in a country, pretty much I am doing here, and that's a big deal. And I'm here every day, and I post every day, so it gives a view of Nicaragua that really kind of nothing else does because of all that. So all those things, they do a ton. Now, if you want to do a little bit more concrete assistance on the channel, we're thinking about starting membership. I don't know what that would look like, so I'd love some feedback from you guys. What would cool membership look like on here? Because we just got offered that from YouTube. They just upped us, and I don't know how it works. For anyone who does, let me know what you think and give me some feedback. But I'm thinking about enabling it, but I got to figure out what it's going to be like first. And that you would sign up through YouTube, and there's a little membership thing. But you can also support me, and I do this in every video, at buymeacoffee.com. That is a service like Patreon where you go and you just make a donation. You can leave me a comment. You can do it anonymously. And I think they just take a credit card. I'm sure they take PayPal. They do some simple things. And coffee is $5, and you can buy me 1. Some people buy me 10. Most people get me 3 or 5. But whatever, anything you can do helps a lot. This is expensive. There is a lot. I mean, part of it it's my real life, so it's just my life. But all the cameras, all the stuff, it all takes money. So getting actual money from that really obvious, hopefully that's obvious just how much that is appreciated. Every time someone goes and does that, it doesn't just help with paying the bills, of course, that's amazing. But it also really hits home for me. Just, you know, someone's willing to go, like, this is important enough that someone's going to go actually put money on it, not just put it onto their TV, but actually sends money. Like, wow, that's so, I mean, it's so cool and it's so meaningful. And because it takes a little bit of effort too. It's not bad, but you know, someone actually takes a moment and does that. It's fantastic. It feels so good. So thank you so much to everyone who's been doing that. And just in case you guys are wondering, none of these things bring in very much money. I'm bringing in maybe around about $200 a month, just a smidge more, $230, something like that. And it's really closely split. Half of that is from YouTube and half of that is from Buy Me a Coffee. So growing the channel organically or more people buying me a coffee, they do pretty much the same overall, and the two together is just barely enough to not quite cover the absolute cost that the show generates. There's a lot of costs kind of with the things we do on the show. I don't count those. I talk about when I say the cost that the show generates, I mean only the cost that I would not have at all if I didn't do the show. So overall, the show loses me a bit of money, but I love doing it and I'm not complaining, but there's a reason why support really goes a long way. And because it's a labor of love, because it's something I'm passionate about, you know, I mean, nothing says more than buying me a coffee, but finding ways to get more subscribers, more likes, more views, those are the things driving me, right? Getting the message out there, having an audience, knowing the participation, knowing that you guys care about this stuff is really big. Now, I've got some other things. Those are the obvious, like how to interact, how that affects. Every time you post something, assume I'm probably making more money because of it. Pennies, but something. If everybody commented, liked, watched an extra show every day, that would cause a lot more revenue coming in. Still, you know, only $50 a month kind of thing, but it would do something, right? It would be noticeable without anyone spending any money. There are a number of ways you can support this channel in really deep, meaningful ways that you probably don't know about. Now, one of them I do mention pretty often, and I always have the link in the description, is I wrote a book, but it's not a travel book. I do want to do a travel book. I'm thinking about that, but I'm not quite sure how to approach it, so I have no decision on that yet. But I did write a book on Linux administration best practices by Pact Publishing. It is on Amazon. It's also on Pact's website. It's also in the Humble Bundle right now. And that, for those of you who might be interested for whatever reason, if you're into business or technology, please buy the book. And even more importantly, please give it a great 5-star review on Amazon. Wow, does that help? That's obviously a much more expensive, right? It's like $40 or something to get the book. Probably digital is probably like $30. And in the Humble Bundle, it's like $25 and you get it as part of a pack. It doesn't help me nearly as much when it's part of the Humble Bundle, but it is really cool being in the Humble Bundle. And that's only for a couple weeks. That's a very limited thing. There's very few people in the audience who are potentially interested in that book. Even if you're very fringe, like I'm just kind of interested in tech or business and I watch a show, you may get the book and be like, whoa, this is this is hardcore IT stuff, right? So I don't expect more than a handful of people to ever buy it through this channel. So before we go on to that, we have to mention the other channels. So I have lots of other channels, and I list most of them. If you go to the main web page for this channel, for the Scott Allen Miller vlog, I will list several of them. This is the only one that is monetized. Joining the other channels gives them a better chance of becoming monetized. So technically, by watching those videos, you don't support the channel, but the process of watching those channels and the process of joining those channels makes them possibly in the future add to the monetization, and they may help in the long run. So they include Drive Warp, which is my show where I just mount a GoPro to the front of a car and show places that I drive, which I like a lot. I think it's a really cool thing, but it's very different than this show. And it does have a fair number of people. I have Take Flight with Scott. That is my travel show where I just film places I go with friends or family and just turn it into a show. That's very different, and it grows very slowly. I really like some of the content there. That's more like, you like this show and you just want a tiny little supplement, that's a great one to go add on. Then I have my relatively new show called The Camera Cafe. That one only has a few episodes at this point. It's very far from monetizing, but it is my show where I talk about cameras, because obviously I'm really into them, all the stuff, all the behind the scenes stuff that I do for this show. that I have that show for, so that I can just talk at length about different cameras and lenses and products that I use and software and that for people who enjoy that. So I separate it out because it's very different than the content here. But again, if you watch those, if you subscribe to that, eventually that's going to become a channel like this one, and it could help me out as well. All those things accumulate. It's worth noting that of all my channels, I almost never promote my Flickr feed, but I am flickr.com/sheepguardingllama, which many of you who have been around for a long time or watched the old episodes know that we used to call this the Sheep Guarding Llama vlog, because it was named after my blog, sheepguardingllama.com, that's been around since 1999. So there's some history there. I explain it in an episode, but that on Flickr, I have about 45,000 images. I'm coming up on 75 million views. You don't make any money from that, so don't go there thinking you're going to support me in that way. But if you do enjoy my work or want to see more stuff, go check. I will put it in the notes, right? But go check out my Flickr feed. It's at least interesting, and it goes way back, and it covers all kinds of stuff. I mean, 45,000 images, but I literally get around about an average of close to 100,000 views per day on Flickr. So anything you think I do on any other platform and you think it's busy or like it's not compared to my Flickr. That's my big one. 75 million views is a pretty big deal, and almost all my views are in the last 4 years. So that's out there. My kids and I have Loaf Gaming, which is just us playing video games. I have a tiny channel with one video called Literary Gaming, and that's just where I talk about video games as literature. Those are never going to monetize, I guarantee, so don't get excited about them. But if you want to go, just be emotionally supportive, absolutely go join those. I'm telling you, because I would love to have you watch them. Just be realistic. No amount of watching those is going to help bring in any money for me here. And then my new project here, which I've announced already, is This is Nicaragua. So look for that in the stuff below. Please subscribe to that. That one is not anywhere close to monetizing, but it will once we get it going. It's going to take off and be really big, I guarantee. And it's much more formal content than here, much more polished. But it's actual travel guides. So we're working on that, and hopefully a new episode in not too long. We're going to be doing Leon next. We did Laguna de Apoyo already, and I love kind of the direction it's taking. It's going to take us a little bit to learn exactly what we're doing, and we have newer, better gear than when we did that first episode, so it's going to look even better. And I'm just learning, right? There's a lot of learning curve to that one, so please go be supportive, give it a like, share that one widely on everywhere. And then I don't have this down below, and this is a really big deal, is my old channel is SamIT, and it's literally just SAMIT. It's surprisingly hard to find on YouTube, and I will link it below. And it's, again, like my book, it is completely technical, but it's much broader than the book. That one was bigger than this channel until just a month or two ago. It is not monetized, but it is right on the edge of being monetized, and I expect it to be monetized by about the third quarter of this year. And same thing, you can buy me a coffee through there, but it's the same thing. So it doesn't matter which one you go to, it's going to be the same buy me a coffee. But that will monetize. That is another couple thousand subscribers that this channel doesn't have. So that's really cool that that's over there. So it's I kind of have, here I have nearly 3,000 subscribers. There I have 2,000, and they have nearly zero overlap. So it's about 5,000 total subscribers in my pool, which is pretty cool. And both are growing, but this one's growing just much faster. But very active over there. Certainly check it out if you have any interest at all. Now, all that said, that's all my channel stuff. So the final bit of how could you support this channel, if you really, really want to support the channel, this is going to depend on you, but there's a number of services. So a lot of you know, well, maybe not. If you watch enough of my shows, you know, I own a consulting company and have for a quarter of a century. I was 22 years old, and I founded the company because my father and I had been talking since I was 16. We had made a game plan on a consulting firm that we were going to start because he had a bunch of specialty expertise that really justified having a consulting company. A bunch of life things happened, and we didn't end up starting the company together. We meant to do it a little bit sooner. Life paths change, right? But by the time I went through a number of different careers, at about age 22, I ended up not exactly starting the company that my father and I had intended to start, but eventually it turned into it. And I did so with my roommate at the time instead of my father. And we took a very roundabout path, and it was not quite, but that mindset was always, my plan had always been that my father and I were going to have this consulting company together. And so by the age of 22, the idea had somehow come to some sort of fruition. Long story, we'll talk about that some other time. But that company, which is a very active, healthy company, has been around for forever, is completely owned by my wife and I and Paul, who you see on the show sometimes. At this point, the three of us own it, and it's a real consulting company. We are considered one of the best in the world at what we do, and we do a lot of things. So if you're interested, if you have a business of your own, or if you work at a business that may be able to use some of our services, give me a moment. I'm going to tell you just some of the things that we do. And if you're interested in talking to us, this is my company. Like, this is, in many cases, it's me doing these services, or it's, we're a company of about 85 people total, but we're a small business that is really passionate about what we do, and we offer some amazing services. So some of the things we do, our core business is IT outsourcing, whether it's entire IT departments or it's tiny IT augmentation, meaning like, oh, we have an IT department, but we don't have someone who runs our email, or someone who does our security, or someone who does storage or backup and disaster recovery, or someone who does, we have Windows, we missing Linux expertise. We will fill in any gap that you may have, because we do everything. We're very passionate about the fact that we do everything, and we don't sell things. We're not a store. We're not a reseller. We're actual IT, and you can watch my videos on Sam IT. I go into all kinds of details about that, but we do it all. And so even really large companies can come to us and get 100% of their IT outsourced. I've been a CIO for much of my career. I have advised companies or worked at the highest echelons of the technical realm and interface with business everywhere. Wall Street, hedge fund row, major hospitals, not Department of Defense, but no, that's not true. I did a tiny bit of Department of Defense, but I decided not to work there. I was very unhappy with the environment. I worked for major mid-tier grocery chains. I've worked in restaurants, hotels, federal government, state government, local government, indigenous government. I've worked internationally, and that's just me, right? We're a company where I'm proud of the work of every single person that we have. I think we're a fantastic family company, and we have an amazing team. We really cover the bases. We have worked with 3 of the Fortune 10. My first job ever was with a Fortune 20. So we've really covered our bases. We can do anything you can imagine. And we're very proud of the work we do. Like, when we say that we do it, we're not like a traditional firm where you get technologists who are like, I've seen this, kind of know what No, I can go talk with, and my team can go talk with, we can sit on your board and talk to the CEO and defend any decision we're making. Doesn't mean they're always right, but we understand the decisions, we understand the risk analysis, we understand the cost to your business, we understand the opportunity for your business, we understand all those pieces, and we understand the tech, and we can talk about under the hood details. We can talk about things that the vendors themselves often can't talk about. Right, so trust me, it is a real IT department like you expect from a Wall Street firm, where the expertise is in-house and not things you have to farm out. We're the company you farm out to. We also provide, in doing that, because we're not an MSP, we're an ITSP, which is slightly different. If you are interested in starting an MSP, or you have an MSP, we are an MSP builder. You can come to us and say, I would like an MSP business. And we say, okay, let's sit down and have a conversation about what you want that to look like. And we will build you an entire MSP business, every aspect of it. Do you want to be a VAR? Yes, no, we'll work that out. What products do you want to support? How do you want to support? Do you want to be email? Do you want to do phones? Do you want to be 24/7? Do you want to just be, you tell us, or we'll work together, define what this amazing new MSP is that you want to have, and we will build it in many cases in days. We'll provide the entire technology stack, and it's not cookie cutter. We will sit down and discuss with you, what technology stack do you want to use behind the scenes? What technology stack for your customers? How do you want to interface? All you have to do is bring us customers, whether you're the salesperson, or you hire a sales organization, or you already have the customers and you just want to switch to someone cheaper to support them, or to switch to someone who has better customer service, or switch to someone who has more technology, can handle more cases, whatever it is. You can come to us as an MSP and just be like, I want to flip a switch, have it, I guess turnkey is the way you say it. We want a turnkey MSP. I would like that business overnight. that's who we are as well. So that's something we've done for a long time, and we love doing that. That's really, really cool. And you can just have, and again, it could be the whole MSP, or it could just be part of it. We could manage it, or we could just supply people, or just little pieces, whatever. We are also, and there's a lot of ads that come up for this on the channel, so it's worth mentioning that we are also a web hosting company. So we're a little bit different than we started it specifically. So we've been doing web hosting for over 20 years, but we mostly did it back when that was like a big thing and you needed specialty companies. Now there's all these cookie cutter companies that do it, but they very often do a terrible job. When we needed good web hosting, we found there was no one out there doing a good job. I did a bunch of market analysis, and I've got some videos about that. I do market analysis on my Sam IT channel. I think some of that can be pretty interesting. And we dig into why there aren't any and why there won't be, why it doesn't make sense. But for our customers, they need it because we're the IT department. And so instead of doing it ad hoc, we actually provide a service for that that is a completely different order of expertise than what else is out there. We're also more expensive. Most places will charge you somewhere in the $5 to $8 per month, and they're like, unlimited sites, do whatever you want. We charge per site because we actually do work on them. We're not throwing you to the wolves and expecting you to be the IT department. We're the IT department, so it's $18 a month for a site. If you're going to do a whole bunch of sites, obviously talk to us. We could come up with a deal. But we manage everything. We manage your DNS. We manage your caching. We do all the things that most people running websites or businesses don't even know are really important and don't exist and don't realize that they're not getting with their other vendors. And that's one of the reasons why your SEO is bad. That's one of the reasons why you're slow, why there's outages. Like there's, enterprises don't have those problems generally, and it's because they're running them in-house. If you're smaller, you don't have that. That's a really great way to support this channel, is bring your company over to us for web hosting. And I think not only will we do an amazing job and you'll be like, wow, this is so fantastic, so completely worth the money, and you took a bunch of things off of our plate that we may not have even realized we were doing or were missing, but it also really is a great way to support the channel because the company knows that you tell us that this is how you found us, and they'll be aware. We also are a phone company. And again, we don't resell anything. We, almost 20 years, about 19 years ago, we started doing phones. We're very proud of the work we do. We engineer our own platform. We don't write the software. It's actually a software company here in Nicaragua that we are partnered with currently. And but the platform is our own. We do not resell anything from anybody. We've got some unique stuff. And again, I pretty much, once you have 2 or 3 phones, we're struggling to ever find, and even sometimes it's just one, ever find anyone in the market who's actually competing with us on price. And we're coming in at the same price as the big dogs, except we provide support with that. They do not. All of them, if you went to the, they're good, right? RingCentral, Dialpad, like they're good companies. But if you go to them and you get, 10 phones and you're paying whatever, $250 a month, and then you come to us and say, look, I'm paying $250 a month to them. Can you save us some money? Yeah, we'll save you just a couple bucks. Like it's gotta be tight. But when you go to RingCentral, our customers who are on RingCentral still have to hire us to support RingCentral. We have to know how it works. We have to troubleshoot it when it has problems. We have to interface with RingCentral if they have a problem. Like all those things, they're not huge. It's not showstoppers. They all cost money. When you come to us, it's all included. There's no line item for any of that support. So all of that IT cost that people often forget is part of their phone system is included. That's the majority of the cost from our side. So while we're saving you money, we're giving you way more than those other services are. So it's actually either a really big cost savings or a huge efficiency with a tiny cost savings, however you want to look at it. And we truly believe that we have some of the best performing, best sounding, best working, most flexible phones on the market. Anything you can imagine a phone system doing, we do. So we would love to talk to anybody who's interested. If your company, whether it's a tiny company of 2 people, we don't care. We would love to talk to you. If you have 1,000 people, obviously we'd love to talk to you even more than if it was 2 people. But in any case, no matter what size you are, we love what we do. We have done, we started this company, ntg.co, in case you're wondering, out of a passion for this type of work. We love doing it. We love making our customers more efficient. We love being partners and long-term partners with our customers in growing their businesses and then hopefully growing their relationship with us because we've made them bigger and more efficient and they come to depend on us for more and more things. We have also added staffing, primarily customer service representatives or anything you need remote. So if you need a digital assistant, like a full-time person who's an assistant, full-time remote receptionist, all those things, absolutely we do all of that. And because we do our own IT and because we have our own phones, we're able to integrate all that and give you some really excellent, not just service from the people, but and good pricing. Like we'll really make it much more cost effective to do things and make hiring much easier. You just tell us what you need, we take care of it, all the way to we provide their phones, we provide their computers. We can help you make it all make sense and work really well together. So we provide a huge service around that that's pretty unique. So that's really cool. Those are the main things that I wanted to touch on. We really do a lot within that realm. So, and we also do remote veterinarians. So that's pretty niche. But if you do have anyone who's looking for a remote veterinarian or anything like that, you know, reach out. Let's have a conversation. We'd love to talk about projects and all that. And finally, the new thing that we've been kind of holding off on announcing, the website is not up yet. I'm hoping it's up in the next few weeks, but it really does take a long time to, I totally forgot to say. We also do web design, and we're really proud of the work that we do with that. I was talking about hosting, but we do design as well. And we're an actual commercial design firm. We're not one person sitting in a room who doesn't know what they're doing. We're not, you know, it's easy for web designers to be non-technical and not understand the ramifications of their decisions, or not even know that they're making really major decisions for the IT. They're operating as part of your IT staff instead of part of the design staff. Ours is part of a professional stack. We understand the hosting, we understand the business side, the IT side, the marketing side, and then how the design applies to all those things. I know other firms like that do exist. They are very few and far between, and generally they're costing tens of thousands of dollars. For the majority of our customers, we're actually coming in under $1,000 for website design, partially because we're giving them the right thing. Most firms are going out and giving you things like WordPress. I can give you an hour on why, for a normal company, WordPress isn't just wrong for you. It's probably an active, malicious scam to lock you into support you shouldn't need and hosting needs that you shouldn't have just to raise the price so you can't go do things on your own easily, while also attempting to eliminate any expertise necessary from the designers, pushing all the risk, all the cost, all the problems off to you as the customer. That's all stuff. So anyone who's out there charging you $5,000 for a website, I bet we can quickly sit down and show you why an $800, $900 website will blow it away in performance, blow it away in security, blow it away in your happiness, be the right thing for your business. Most of the time, there are exceptions, but the difference than most firms is we can sit down and explain the differences in different options and why they matter to you, how they're going to affect you, and go through your needs and determine what actually makes sense together, not just doing what makes sense for us. We do what makes sense for you. Very different. And even, you know, WordPress sites are not super expensive like that. They're more than $800, but we handle it all, and I guarantee no one's going to touch us in quality or price, because we do it professionally. It is not something that we're just going out to get people who didn't shop around or don't know how to do it themselves or don't know how to do it better. We do it for our customers, who are our customers across a wide array of things. So we're always trying to do a good job because we want the package, right? We want you to be so thrilled that you then say, you know what? We want you to host too. Wow, your hosting is great. Can you do our phones? Wow, the phones are great. You could do all of our IT. We have all these pieces that, and if you're an IT professional and you work for a company, call us. We can do anything you need. We can make you the superhero that you never knew you could be, right? You used to be too busy to get to that project. Nope, not anymore. We can do it. And we will do it at prices that your company will be like, I can't believe you were able to find people who are able to do it at these prices. Again, because we're IT professionals and not a sales organization, we're not making our money off of reselling and all kinds of weird things to jack up the price. We just provide services. It's amazing, but you know, if you're really interested, I can sit down and show you the market, why it works out that way, why we're able to be so much cheaper than other places, because we don't have all this weird overhead. We don't need 10 people for every one person working, all that stuff. All right, the final thing that we're going to talk about, the website's not up yet, but we are starting RelocateNicaragua.com. We are in the process of putting together a complete suite of services for those of you who are potentially interested in moving to Nicaragua. We're going to provide absolutely everything, whether it's helping you actually determine if Nicaragua makes sense for you, understanding how to work, retire, tax, residency, all of that stuff, including the legal team, including an accounting team if necessary. We can talk to you about your vehicles and registration and pets. We have vet services here in the country, which sometimes you need that. We're looking to put together potentially vet and medical concierge services. We don't have that yet. English services as in foreign language services. So if you want to learn Spanish, we're going to be incorporating Spanish tutoring and conversational stuff. So if you're looking for that, and you can do all these things individually, you don't have to do it all together. Logistics for shipping your stuff in. We're working with a partner out of Costa Rica, hopefully for that. We're working on that. City shopping, meaning we will help you go around the country, whether we do it or we take you, do tours, however you want to do it, and go look at cities, neighborhoods, whatever, and find the place that you potentially want to live, do research for that, help you find an apartment, help you find a house, help you buy property. But we are not in any way real estate agents. In no way are we brokers. We're not doing that. Nothing on commission. Absolutely. I find it absolutely abhorrent and unethical, even in the US, but there it's a monopoly, and while it's unethical, there's no way to get away from it. The system is the system. The ethic problems are at the government level, where a giant private company essentially paid off the government to make sure that there was no monopolistic oversight, that the government did not step in and protect the consumers. And so it is what it is. The antitrust, unfortunately, system has absolutely failed there. So there's nothing you can do about it. But here, that system doesn't exist. There's no reason to be taken advantage of in that way, because you're not in a country that allows that kind of predatory behavior. So you're protected from that. So we're going to provide all the services that we believe you should have, and it's all going to be, predictable pricing. We're going to do this. This is how much it costs. This is what we expect you to get out of it. Here's the right. So none of that like, oh yeah, we helped you get a house, but we didn't get you a good deal on it, so you have to pay us more. What? I get paid more the worst job I do? That doesn't make any sense. And yet that's how people make agreements with agents, right? It's crazy. We're not going to do any of that kind of stuff. It's going to be very predictable pricing. We're going to do everything. So if you're interested in moving to Nicaragua, we can make that happen no matter what piece you need. Even if you need us to hire, even if you need us to manage, you want to do a rental property, we will manage it here. You want us to do interior design, you want us to do construction, we may not do all of it directly. We will assemble. We already have basically people who do all those things. We will assemble all that team and provide whatever pieces of it make sense for you. So an absolutely complete relocation service. That is what we're looking to do. And right now we're starting in Nicaragua, but we plan to do it across first Central America, and we're hoping eventually all of Latin America. But this is our home, and I think we have some really cool stuff to offer you guys. Whether it's just you need a little bit, and a lot of people, like maybe half a dozen this week, have asked me, can they pay for a Zoom or telephone consultation for an hour or whatever? Absolutely, yes. That is like the start. That's like the soft start. Like, I just want to see what you guys can do. And if you want us to be like, oh, we're going to book you a private plane, we're going to fly your pets down, we're going to fly staff to US, Canada, whatever, to pick you up, come down with you, meet you at the airport, or whatever. Right? Whether it's a very simple, we just need some help moving, or we just need help with some decisions, or we need some questions answered, no problem. Or you need extreme concierge service where you're going to take all of our time. Obviously, one is very cheap and one is very expensive, right? And not all those things are worked out and priced completely yet, but some of it will be custom. But you want to come down for a month and have a personal guide for a month? Yeah, I'm going to be super expensive if it's me. It'll be less expensive if it's someone else. Still, you're taking a month of someone's time. That's not cheap. But if that's something that makes sense for you, that is something we're going to provide. You want us to travel around, go to lots of places, take you to restaurants, take you to neighborhoods, walk the streets, do all the things, hook up the air conditioning. Yes, we will do that. And I'm excited about that. Basically taking our IT services that we've done for 25 years and making a relocation and living in Nicaragua service that's very similar, right? That we're professional and we do things in a way that is in the benefit of our customers. We're not reselling someone else's stuff. Basically, there's a few things like the logistics, like there's no way we're doing it internally. We are going to partner with someone. We won't exactly resell it, but that will be, it kind of has to be sort of a reseller thing. But really going after, we're providing a complete range of expertise so that you don't have to go out and put these pieces together yourself. Wow, that's a lot of stuff. I threw so much at you guys. Thanks for hanging out and watching this. I was expecting this to be like a 5-minute video today, and now it's super long. And it's the extra, it's not even a day. So if you're watching this at this point, wow, thank you. And remember, go watch some more and like them, because that's how it works. But It's been great having everyone tag along, and I hope that this helps support the channel. And wow, remember to like and subscribe. Buy me a coffee. I'll see you all tomorrow.